Hi everyone and welcome to yesterday's General Hospital recap. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. Let's get right to it. So at Elizabeth's place, Elizabeth and Franco are together and a call comes in. Monica calls Liz to come into work, that they all can come into work. General Hospital has been saved. So Elizabeth is all happy because the strike worked and they found another way. But like that's kind of not at all what happened because I mean, the hospital was gonna close, and like we got that close to it happening. At Jordan's, Curtis busts in. Alexis does too. Sam is in trouble. Olivia Jerome is the one who did all this. So Alexis fills her in on the phony Sam text. Olivia, all the stuff going on. And that Liv had a bruise on her cheek yesterday or earlier today when she saw her, and Sam's phone then showed up in her purse after she left Liv alone with it for like a hot second. And the big question is, did Julian know? Nobody knows for sure, but he's been taking orders from her for a long time, even longer than they seem to realize. Alexis says Julian is terrified of her, so whatever happened then, like this is the situation now. And maybe Alexis can call her and have her pick up and they can track it and like she can pretend she's having a crisis and she needs her sponsor. At Liv's, Julian apparently failed her even though he did everything humanly possible to help her. And she's also mad because he tried to kill her again, which, okay, fair enough. And she wants to keep her eye on the prize and he says like, he's on board, let's do this together. And she's like, really? So apparently this wasn't about condos or General Hospital. It's about like the specific piece of real estate and what lies beneath the building. And now I'm just like super confused, to be quite honest with you. So then Alexis calls Liv and she thinks she found Sam's phone, so she doesn't answer, and she goes to listen to the voicemail, but then Alexis calls again and they're like, okay, what's going on? So she thinks it's a trick. She's like 99% sure it's a trick, and Julian tells her to answer because the only way to know is to answer. So she does, and Alexis says she needs help. She says she can't find Sam. No one's heard from her. She got a text that didn't make any sense. She's in front of a liquor store. Can she meet her? She needs her sponsor. And Liv tells her to go find a meeting. And, like, maybe she'll be able to make it. So, really bad sponsor. But, yeah, because she's a fake sponsor. And she thinks Alexis is onto them, which not really them at this point. And Liv didn't hear any traffic noises in Alexis' call, so she knows she's not in front of a liquor store. So she says they need to move on before the police get here. Back at Jordan's, the police got a location from tracking Liv's phone. This could be hard. And they're headed out without Curtis or Alexis, and Curtis asks Alexis if she'd like to join him and tell the police, and she's like, yeah, I would. At the spillway, Sam has passed out, and then she wakes up. She feels better knowing the baby's okay. Sam tells Jason to go. She won't forgive him if he doesn't go. He says that he doesn't care. The ambulance is on the way, and she looks really like flushed and not well at all. So Sam has to lay back down, and Jason tries to get her to at least stay awake, and he asks Sam to hold Scout so that he can carry them both out. And I'm like, this is super steep. How is he going to do this? But he does it. He carries them out, and the ambulance is coming, and Sam goes unconscious. At General Hospital, Nell tells Michael she did a terrible thing, but Monica comes over before she can like say anything specific. Hashtag, she probably wasn't going to say anything specific. I was going to say slash, and then I said hashtag. So why is everyone texting me? Stop texting me. So, Monica, stop texting me. Okay, so Monica comes over. I already said that. See, this is what happens when people text me while I'm trying to film. So he tells her how Finn saved the hospital and him, and now he has to stall. 1 second. Sometimes when people text me and I'm filming, the audio and the picture like gets separated, so just want to start and restart just in case. So he tells her how Finn saved the hospital, like all he really did was stall, but you know, it was a good stall tactic. He managed to lie his way through it, and so she says that she's not a good person and that's why she has to go away. And she lies and says her friend back home is really, really sick, and she's been selfish and hasn't been going back, but she got a text and her friend is like really, really bad, so she decides it's time and to go back to Atlanta. And Michael's like, I'll go with you. And I'm like, Michael, like, you have a million things, really? And she says if they're going, they have to go now, and he's going to check in, and then they'll go. And at some point, she asks for his phone, so, and then, like, goes off to the side. I think while him and Monica are talking. I forgot to mention that. So Elizabeth and Franco come in, and Monica says Finn sold the Blackwood cure to save the hospital. So with or without the strike, that the hospital was going to go how it was going to go. But I mean, valiant effort. I fully support what they did. So Liz starts tonight, but Franco may not get his job back because art therapy has been dropped for now until they can get financially more secure, because the hospital already was in an iffy situation before all this. So maybe he can find another position, but there's nothing he's qualified for. And Liz says that maybe he should go back to art full time. But apparently there's a civil suit against him and everything's frozen, so that wouldn't really work. So he's filling out a job application to be a janitor. He wants to be around her, and he likes that he's changed. And art therapy used to be just a job, but it led to so much more, him getting close to her, and hopefully this job can like do the same thing and can lead to more, like a more well-rounded life like art therapy did for him. So Nell asks to borrow Michael's phone. Oh, look at me, I am good. And she says she just needs a few hours alone with Michael, far away. Like, she's in the corner scheming. And Nell says that they have to go, and he asks for his phone, and she's like, oh, it's in my bag, we'll find it later. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, if someone, even if it's like my friend, if someone has to ask to borrow my phone and doesn't immediately give it back, like, we're not going anywhere until you give me that phone back. I don't care if we're gonna miss a bus or train or anything. So Sam is rushed into the hospital, and Jason is with her. They're going to treat her and the baby right away. At Nell's, Carly wants Sonny to admit the affair, like whatever it is, and he does. And he tells her what happened, and she says it wasn't just once. You sent flowers, you did this, you did that. And he said he didn't send any flowers, and she says she has proof, and she plays him the recording. That wasn't really proof of the flowers, but proof of like an ongoing thing. So he says he was set up from the start, and that Nell's playing both of them. And he admits that he's not innocent in this, but he is. And she wants to talk about him, not Nell, and how he could do this to them. He says he was really drunk, despairing. It was Thanksgiving right around, a month after Morgan's death, if even. And he thought that she went back to Jack's. And I'm like, elaborate on that. Elaborate. And that basically he had a weak moment. But, like, if they would just take a second and look into it, why did you think I was back together with Jax? Oh, because Nell told me. Like, do you remember? No, I was blacked out. Like, I just wish they would just go in depth a little bit. So he realizes if Nell made that recording, she was intending to use it and setting them both up. That seems to be the common theme here. He says he doesn't remember anything. He blacked out. That should be a huge red flag, but I think they're both just so focused on what's going on that they're not seeing like the outside of it. And she was next to him when he woke up, and he didn't want to hurt Carly, so he lied, he made a mistake, and he played right into Nell's hands. He says he's known something was wrong since before Christmas, and he questioned Nell, and she wanted Carly to figure it all out, he deduced. And he says that does she think he's so stupid that he would send flowers to a public place with his initials? Like, I feel like that kind of gives her pause. And he tells her about the bra Nell planted, which he didn't have to, so I think that just puts more in his favor. And he went to Nell and confronted her, and that's when apparently she decided to use the recording. So Carly believes him about the bra and the flowers and all that, but doesn't make a difference. And now end scene. When the police get to Liv's room, it's empty except for a hood and the cuffs on the radiator. Jason wants to be with Sam, but he can't because they need to work on her. Sam wants him to go with the baby, which isn't the worst idea in the world. Like, he should go there, but he's so focused on her. And then Franco comes over to, because Liz at first is like, no, let the doctors do their thing, but then she has to go in, so then Franco comes over to be like, let the doctors do their thing. Doesn't go over well, as you can imagine. Carly believes that they were played, but Sonny did nothing to stop it. He was trying to protect himself so much that Nell got closer and closer and closer, and Carly trusted her and relied on her. And she says that he could have told her the morning after it happened. And he says, well, would you have forgiven me? And she goes, we'll never know. We'll never know if I would have forgiven you. And now there's no future. Like, there's nothing. And as she's opening the door to storm out, Nell and Michael are there, and I can't wait for this. And we only have to wait a few more hours. Yay! Alright, that is it for yesterday's General Hospital recap. I should have today's up tonight. It's been a long day. I had to be at work at 6 a.m. I know. But I will see you later today for more General Hospital, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!